You're listening to The Grind with Chromatics playing the best in TNT music.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I've been waiting to have this gentleman on my show here today. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to introduce the one, the only Will the Wolf. Give me my mic check there, brother.
Hey, where we at? We there?
Yes, go. Live on The Grind. This one different today, BooMTowN. I'm telling you. Let's go.
It's been 18 days since I kept her waiting. Probably won't last for another 18. She asked me where I'm at when it comes to dating. Can't you see that I don't wanna talk yet? And I probably won't answer if you call my phone. Always asking why I put her in a friend zone. Saying she nearby at another friend's home. I don't wanna see another sunset.
She don't wanna see another sunset where the stars don't show.
Big up East now.
They're upset for me. Tell you I was strong.
You're listening to The Grind.
You don't wanna see another star fall from the sky like that. You don't wanna see me fall from grace. Maybe I was trapped, but you never had my back. Fall for the sake of love, and I felt so miserably. Yeah, you could've hit me up. I never lost my love. I was hoping you would call back. I know that I'm far from greatness. I'm away and we would trade places. Had to stop for a moment. You could see it in my eyes that I'm hoping. It's been 18 days since I kept her waiting. Probably won't last for another 18. She asked me where I'm at when it comes to dating. Can't you see that I don't wanna talk yet? And I probably won't answer if you call my phone. Always asking why I put it in a friend zone. Saying she nearby at another friend's home. I don't wanna see another sunset. You don't wanna see me fall like that. Wipe the tears off the blade when you put it on my back. Told me you could die just to keep me like that. When I look you in the eyes and I heard your voice cry. Baby, it was love, baby, it was tough. Maybe it's enough, lost a lot of blood, left me in the cut. Baby, it was trust, baby, now it's dust. Crying to my cause, leaning on my bruv, twisted in my gut. It's been 18 days since I kept her waiting. Probably won't last for another 18. She asked me where I'm at when it comes to dating. Can't you see that I don't wanna talk yet? And I probably won't answer if you call my phone. Always asking why I put it in a friend zone. Saying she nearby in another friend zone. I don't wanna see another sunset.
All I want it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Different today. Only watch me in my face. All right, we have the one, the only Will the Wolf here with us today. What's going on, Bridget? All is well?
Good for the most. Good for the most. Good to
nice. Now, I've known you for a long time, maybe not personally, but, known you in the circuit here in Trinidad and Tobago as Jeff White.
Yeah.
Right? I know that's the government, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
That's
the unfortunate name that a white boy in Trinidad might have. Probably the most unfortunate.
No, it's okay. I mean, it's like, it's
just irony. It's honestly just irony.
No scene. But yeah, so, I mean, for the past few years, I guess I could say is years, basically, because when we started the show, we started playing a couple of these songs, which would have been like This, Fake Love, a couple others, right? But before that, I know you really made your rounds in the sort of on acoustic, open mic scene in Trinidad and Tobago. So what made you make the transition now to this sound that you're currently, presenting to us here?
I think I was always a big fan of like hip hop, of R&B, soul, and whatnot. I would have just, never really felt like I had a natural place in that, which is kind of ironically a natural place to me, because being like how I look in Trinidad, I might go to the grocery, and if I don't say nothing, someone might say, enjoy your stay, and I'll be like, yeah, bless, thanks. Then again, You know, Chrome, you might get
I can
someone
relate.
say
I can relate.
something to you in Spanish, and you'll be like, what?
Plenty. Before I remember too. Before we even travel, I don't remember this too. Back in the day, we used to walk through Shagonas. Before you know, everybody came from Venezuela to Trinidad, and they would be like,
This is
"What's it? Amigo, me all kind of thing." You know what I mean? But so it go. You know what I mean? But anyway, yes, as you were saying.
So basically, I've always been a fan of, like, you know, other things, hip hop, whatnot, and just because maybe it might have been easier for me because it's like I already look the way that I do, so why not just do something alternative anyway, you know? And for me, I was like, I think I was in between Canada and the States at the time. I was doing schooling, and then I kind of like by accident got into a ghostwriting thing on a hip hop pop song through some connections in Canada, and someone bigged me up and was like, yo, this man's like an amazing ghostwriter.
Okay.
Because like I had ghostwritten on one thing that was very small. And basically I got hooked up to someone who was quite big in ghostwriting. And my friend swore by me. My friend is just very well connected. Her name is Eva.
Shout out to Eva.
Yeah. And I ended up writing on something kind of bigger than I thought. And then I gotten a chance, and like, you know, I dabbled in hip hop before. I don't know if I was any good. And then I just got into more and more ghostwriting, and I really started to enjoy it. And I just thought, why not? And I've always had amazing artist friends like J Naj, Jimmy October, who I dabble with. And at some point when I came back during the pandemic, I was like, let me just really get into this. Like,
and the thing about Jimmy and Naj, they are also very experimental in their form of hip hop as well. So I mean, I could see the
they had to be brave. They had to be brave.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. All right, no doubt. But so what was his first song? I mean, you would say, like, out of all this batch of music that you've been releasing for the past few years, that was the first one that you said, I'm going as now Will the Wolf.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, let me know about the name change, and then you know, what was the lead off song to introduce people to this new incarnation?
Yeah, Willie Wolf is just basically, my favorite name is William. I never really was a big fan of my name. I was named after my grandfather, who's an amazing guy, Jeffrey Stolmai. I'm very proud of that, but I just never really liked the name Jeffrey. I like William.
Okay.
William is a character from a favorite movie of mine, and he's a very noble character. He's kind of everything I would want to be as a human being. So it's kind of like aspiring to that, and then I always felt like a wolf, so Will the Wolf, and I thought it was alright name. That, and then in terms of the song, it was Bang. Bang was the first song I really wrote. Yes.
Felt
confident.
And there's a video for that one too?
Yeah.
For Bang,
it was fun.
I believe
it was fun.
That's the one
on the beach,
right? With the
like the samurai stuff,
right?
Little Carb Theater. Shout out to Little Carb Theater.
Right. No doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, Will the Wolf is our guest here today. We're doing it different on the grind. You know, we always... Hello? I'm on the radio, dog! Yeah. We always do it different on the grind when we play what we call our alternative segment, but it's not really alternative. It's basically music that we don't want to put in our box.
Yeah.
So it's like, it could be Afro, it could be, you know, and a lot of your music falls in there, and it is, you know, somewhat hip-hop mixed with etc.
I should also say, like, you were a big influence to me too. You and Nebula 868 in particular, because y'all were doing hip hop stuff in Trinidad very unapologetically when other people weren't. So like, I appreciate you in particular as well. Like, I mean that as a mama guy. You know?
Yeah, respect, man. I appreciate it. As I was saying, yeah, I'm glad I could influence, you know, the next generation. Yeah, and you're doing amazing work, King. Speaking of which, let's get into another one. This one is called, all right, we're going to talk about this song when we come back after.
Sure.
Right? This one, we're getting into Fake Love. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, Will the Wolf, our guest today. Give me the first verse. All right? Ready?
Yeah, why not?
Let's go.
Time's running. Hey. Trying to catch up to you. Guess I was lonely. Say the word if you're not on it. Swing by you. Heard you were calling. You were calling. You by my side, don't wanna face up. You're not in my life, feel like December. Wanna get this thing right, don't want no fake love. I don't wanna miss you right now. Oh na na, oh na na.
I go to that part.
Oh na na, I don't wanna miss you right now. Say, oh na na. Now. If I could see you again, I don't wanna just be friends. If I could see you again, I don't wanna You're too good to be true, put you above me. Say the word if you're not on it. Swing by you, heard you were calling. You were calling. Don't wanna wake up without you by my side. Sometimes lyrics feel ironic and
Really, very much so.
I mean, like you write things and sometimes you're just writing something to be a good song, and then later on
It hits you.
You get into something and it hits you and
Like
you're
this.
like, oh.
You're listening to the
Oh,
grind.
laugh at your pain, why not?
Of course. That's what you had to do, dog.
Laugh or cry, one of
That
the
would like, does live in the same house. You just had to choose which one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Laugh. I mean, first off, we just usually cry first.
Yeah.
But most of the times, you just look back and laugh. Yo.
Cry, laugh.
Yeah, so it does go. But I mean, so getting into this song, for those who don't know, and what's cool about this song is like, you wouldn't if you didn't watch the video, you wouldn't even know that Mikal Teja in the song and Preedy in the song.
He
You know
was
what I mean?
key.
So
Tej is key.
Yeah,
Tej is the key. Tej is the
no
key.
doubt, no doubt. So, but tell us about how this song came about, then that collaboration.
So originally, myself, Jimmy, October, and Tano had sat down and made this song together. We'd written we had a little writing camp. We had maybe 3-4 tracks we did. Our next one is I'm Thinking You Should. So
Right.
I'm Thinking You Should was me, Jimmy, Tano writing. And I think I'm Thinking You Should, we had gone outside and we that one was written in 15-20 minutes between me and Tano. Jimmy didn't need nothing to do nothing. But this song, Jimmy did a lot of the writing with. And it was really nice. He's an excellent person to write with. They're excellent people to work with. And then I felt like it was a good song to get another artist on. And Pretty had just hit me up to get in the studio. And I was like, you know what, why not?
Pretty hit you up.
Pretty had hit me up to get in the studio.
When you say again in the studio, you mean?
I said, me and Johnson, me and Akeem, we've known each other for a while. You know, since I think we really got acquainted during the time that, Bad Royale was in the country. And I'd seen his talent then. I remember hearing Pretty freestyle for 2 minutes straight, and he was hard. I was like, damn, I didn't really know. And it was opening my eyes to how many different artists in Trinidad are so talented. And Teja, woo, Teja could do everything.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, it's funny that the popularity stems from soca,
Right.
but I like how you incorporated them and just brought in showed the different side of these artists.
They are better at this than me. I mean, I know we don't have to say who is better. I know
Yeah.
we all have our own lane or whatever, and we all do our own thing, and we don't have to be, one is better. But what I would say is that, we love soca. I mean, how you're not gonna love soca? But at the same time, like, there's so much more. And Tej is a man could do everything. Brady's a man could do everything. And, but Tej in particular, I just, when I say he's a key, like, I hope Tej gets what he really deserves, because he deserves, I feel like, more than all of it. He's so talented. He does everything, and he's so talented. He's a good guy.
Yeah, no doubt.
It was a
Shout out
pleasure
to
working
Tej.
with him and with Pretty too. Me and Pretty performed out in London, and he really, really took me under his wing.
Okay,
and
when
taught
was
me a
that?
lot. Maybe about a month and a half ago.
Serious? What? Which song? This?
Fake Love. Yeah.
Serious?
It was interesting to say the least.
And
because
where was that performance?
it was at the Prince of Wales in Brixton. It was a vibe. It was a good vibe.
Okay.
It was nice.
All right. So you invited him to, or it was just a coincidence that you were there?
We were going to be out there at the same time, and he invited me to come and perform with him.
Okay.
Yeah,
all
it was
right.
good.
So that was in a soca set?
Yeah, which is a
Serious?
little daunting because Pretty has so
Yeah.
much power, and this is a little bit more of a chill track. But people responded surprisingly quite well.
Well, I guess that may be a different audience. Although it would be a Trinidadian, West Indian audience, but
Yeah,
man.
it's still daunting, but it went well.
Yeah, that was dope, man. So, and you said the reception was good.
It was. I mean, and it was decent considering it was amongst a lot of power soca. It was amongst a lot of really powerful stuff. So the vibe was like, I think it was a challenge to what was going on, but people were like,
Dog, I commend you for that, Dan, because
Yeah,
I didn't know if I would have do that now.
I won't lie, it was a little
You know what I
terrifying.
mean?
It was terrifying, and it was at a difficult period in your life too. So yeah.
Nah, but I commend you for that, because to go in that arena and you're coming with
intimidating.
this different vibe. Although you have the backing of Pretty though, which is cool. You know what I mean? And then I guess people seeing Pretty in that light will open their eyes up a lot more. Yo, that's dope, man. That's dope. You know, shout out to Will the Wolf, our guest here today. Yes. I've been waiting a long time to have this conversation, and I just talk to you just to catch up on, you know, where you're at and just watching and doing the amazing work that you've been doing. But so on that now, if you haven't seen this video, this is our next video to check out. All right. Dude basically is a video game, you know, and he started the video. You know what I mean? But so tell me, was it a conscious thing? Because I believe that is kind of what helped you progress. Is your visual elements, your video work. You know what I mean? Was that a conscious, like, yo, I'm going to be as free creatively with my videos as I am with my music?
Yeah. I think the visuals were always the strongest thing. I feel like I'm a visual artist, probably primarily before music, just because I think I'm maybe a little bit better at the visuals. The music, I'm still just trying to progress. And like, you would have seen me when I was doing acoustic stuff. Things take time, you know. Like, and I'm a big advocate for, if you love something, just do it, because the more you do it over time, the better you get. You know, like with rap these days or hip hop in general, I'm a lot better than I was. Obviously 4 years ago, but definitely I'm better than I was, I think sometimes even like last week, because I practice a lot and I really love this, so I do it. And with the visuals, whatever you're doing, it's just, if you're passionate about it, you know, do it. I grew up with my best friend being Johan Keynes Douglas, who is Paul Keynes Douglas' son. So I grew up in talk tent, I grew up with storytelling, and I think
funny enough, I was shout out to Johan. I saw him in comments.
Yeah, he's dope. Johan is my best friend. Johan,
serious.
Johan held me like 2 days ago and I cried. It's been a time of a lot of change, and like having someone like that, I'm so lucky, and growing up with that, with like Paul Keynes Douglas and stuff. It was
Dan, I used to, my parents used to take me to. I mean, I have books and audio. Yeah. I have them on cassette and thing, and I used to go, and my parents used to take me to see him, and I believe like I find, I don't know, maybe that's missing in this younger generation. I don't know if there's any way
there should be a re-exodus or whatever you want to say. We should go back to talk tent. We should be doing these things. Like I gave the best man speech at my best friend Johan's wedding, and that was probably, you see that pretty performance, man, that was nothing in comparison to giving that best man speech, because I had to go after Paul Keynes Douglas.
Good luck.
No, this man got a laugh every 3.5 words.
Yeah,
that was his laugh economy.
Yeah.
And I thought the bride's best friend would go next, so I was like, all right, cool. And then they called me up, and I was like, nah.
Yo.
I was like, nah, you're not for real.
You have to go after Paul Keynes Douglas.
Well,
yo, let me shake your hand. Let me shake your hand. You know why? You perform this alternative hip-hop pop song in a soca event, and then you give a speech after Paul Keynes Douglas. You are belly, dog. You are real belly. Because I ain't doing them things. You know what I mean? But going back, I mean, yeah. I mean, we need more of that. We need some more Paul Keynes. And I'm sure that they exist, and I'm sure that there's so many young writers and vocal performers in Trinidad. We just need to, you know, find them, put them, and get them in the platform. You know,
for sure.
No doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, Will the Wolf, our guest here today on the grind. We're talking the things them. All right, where we going? We have I See You. Right, we're gonna get into that one.
Yeah, why not?
But before that, because you have a lot of. Now, when we come back, this one is a totally solo one, isn't it?
I See You,
yeah. So you're gonna get. I believe this one have a rap verse in it, right?
Yeah.
Right, so you
I don't make sure I don't cuss.
No, you free up now, dog. Come on, come on.
Woo,
yes.
I can cuss.
Yeah.
All right, cool, great. I'm cussing.
Well, maybe all right. Maybe not in the interview, but you're cussing the song. You see, you get artistic leeway in the song now.
All right, big.
All right, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Will the Wolf, our guest here today. This one is called I See You.
I see you, devil on your shoulder. Switch up on your 9 to 5, and that's just what I told you. I see you, knew you since high school, and just because he says he loves you don't mean he won't vice you. I see you, but you blind sometimes, but you blind. I see you blind sometimes, but you blind. Switch up the game, now I'm running the plays. I got you running in place. I never been about running away. Fuck is you talking about running away? I never do what I'm supposed to. I'm never putting down coasters. Fuck it, I feel like the truth. Give you the proof. Hear you like, ooh. but I'm not the truth. That just ain't the truth. Feel like I'm a god, but I'm not a god. Frank said it first, I am not a god. But I'm not a god. But I'm not a god. I got friends that don't fuck with me. Might be better with my enemies. Might be careful with my energies. Fuck is you talking about enemies? Fuck is you talking about energies? You don't know nothing about enemies. I got money on the enemy. I got money on the enemy, and that's real.
You're listening to the grind. The grind.
I see you, devil on your shoulders. Switch up on your 9 to 5, and that's just what I told you. I see you, knew you since high school, and just because he says he loves you don't mean he won't vice you. I see you, but you blind sometimes, but you blind. I see you blind sometimes, but you blind.
868, it's all about the grind.
Hi, thanks for watching O.U.R Radio on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and tap the bell icon to get notified anytime we go live or post new content. OURradio.fm, your urban alternative.
You're listening to the grind.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, our guest here today, the one, the only, Will the Wolf. Long awaited, long overdue interview. I want to head to the chat room. Big up to big up to Keys Music. He's saying a big show today. All right. Jarrell Ellie says video for the win. G.I. Joe 76, long overdue, Wolf. Johan, once again, Johan Keys Douglas in the chat, you know what I mean? St. James, big up Will the Wolf. Yeah, man, everybody locked on. Y'all make sure and like up the video, right? Boss, I like on the video. It's real simple, you know. We doesn't ask for money, and then we just want to like the video and, you know, keep commenting, right? Once again, Will the Wolf, our guest here today, live on The Grind. Yeah, so I wanted again to, you know, you have a lot of collaboration stuff, you know what I mean? And that's something that you always been open to. Or, you know.
Yeah. I mean, at first I had a whole album kind of ready before I was gonna drop any one song. Like even before like Bang, I had a whole album ready, which was mostly just me with 1 or 2 features. And then I decided to kind of put it out, just kind of cherry pick and put out singles, because here I was with this big body of work that I think was decent. I call the album Schizophrenic because it was so all over the place, different styles, and I didn't really want to put myself in a box. And then I was like, who asking for this album? This many people. So I was like, I was doing visual stuff at that point. I was doing a lot of creative direction for photography and getting back into visuals, like video stuff at that time. And I was like, let me just put out singles. And then I was like, you know what, let me be more open to collaborations. What I'll say about ICU is, I'm thinking now is that like ICU is probably my favorite one because it's just me, and I love the collaborations, but ICU is just me and the woman I love. I think that's her favorite song. I think she naturally likes it, and that makes me feel very proud. But with something like 18 Days, 18 Days was supposed to be really sad. It was supposed to be like a lo-fi tune, and then Mark Halal, we just call him Lal, just always such a comedic name, I find.
Right.
Mark is probably the most talented producer I've ever worked with.
Mark Halal.
Yeah. He's not as well known as he should be because he's so good. He's so good. And
well, I learned in here today. No?
Right. So Mark is in Santa Cruz, which is kind of like my family. The Soma is kind of ancestral, like place where they spent most time. And really, Stormeyes are just like my family. I love them so much. And Santa Cruz is where Mark is, which always felt right. And then when I went there, he ended up switching up the song from the lo-fi, and I remember him FaceTiming me, and he's like, yo, I want to show this to you. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I was like, well, yeah, send it to me. And he's like, nah, I want to play it right now. And I was like, on FaceTime. I was very confused. I was like, I'm now getting to know him. Dope guy. But I was like a little put off by it. And then he was like, nah, I'll just plug it straight into the phone. Now, I don't know what magic with gadgets he has, but he was able to plug the song. So I stopped hearing his audio, and I just heard the song. And I was really expecting to be like Andrew McIntosh, who you'll know is like amazing. He did the original lo-fi, which was cool.
Right.
And then he played me this new version, which was what 18 Days is now. And I brought in Issa. this is an amazing artist, one in a billion voice kind of thing. Like he sounds like Giveon and Khalid had like a voice baby, just amazing voice. And Mark played this thing for me, and I was like, yo, I was expecting to have to let him down easy, and I was like, suddenly this song has a whole different vibe. The original was cool, and then after that, I was like, in my head, I was really expecting to let him down, and he, like, we on FaceTime kind of bobbing it. Mark just watching my reaction. Yeah. And I'm like, at first I was awkward, but it was so good. I was no longer awkward. I was like, bro, this is it. I was like, this is it. I was like, dude, it kind of reminds me of Kid Cudi in terms of the production. And he was like, oh yeah, I really appreciate that.
Now that production is super
crazy.
dope, yo. Like,
and I spoke to a Nigerian friend, a guy named Bruce. He goes either VI or IV, and he works with like huge Nigerian artists as a photographer. Like Burna Boy, Davido, these people. Is that pronounced correctly, Davido?
Yeah.
I feel like I've never heard anyone else.
Yeah.
Right. And I remember him listening to it, and Bruce is on FaceTime with me because I sent him this song, and he's listening to it on his end, and he's like, oh, I bet you sound like Kikodi. I was like, nah. I was like, nah, for real? And he was like, yeah. I was like, dude, that's what I said. So I'm real grateful for people like Mark is
Halal.
like coming in with Mark and then Issa.
So tell us about that, because Issa's been on he's been on station before. He's been on Rebel Radio on a Saturday night, and he's such an amazing artist. Anytime, funny enough, like every time I have new shows or new people come in the studio and I'm playing stuff for them. We have his music on regular rotation on the station, and it'll be like, wow, who is this guy?
Who is this?
You know what I mean?
He's just here in Trinidad.
Okay, he's just here in Trinidad, and they have so much talent. But tell me how the connection.
He's not doing soca. That's what I mean. Because in Trinidad you could eat a food easy if you're doing soca. He's not doing that, which is fine whether he is or isn't. It's not even like a hate on soca at all. It's just that Issa is talented.
It's just a shame to see, I guess, to see the talent, and just because of your choice of music, you don't get the love. Is the word? Support forward. Okay, if you want to, whatever.
I think it is a challenge. I did have an interesting conversation a couple of months back, or at least I witnessed an interesting conversation and then became part of it. And it was someone talking to Kes. And this person was, someone who's made some moves, and he was kind of complaining to Kes about like how the industry has treated him. And it was really humbling for me, because I was like, God, do I do this? Because as an alternative artist, you're like, you deserve more. And the thing is, I was watching it and I was like, at the end of the day, that's down to you. Like, you are the CEO. Like, big, like, my point that I made was big charities will have CEOs. And as a charity, when they pay a CEO, like someone to take care of the charity, big money, because they have to take responsibility if it does well or not. And you as an artist, you're your own CEO. You have to either do well, or you could say you trusted a manager that made bad moves. You still chose to trust that manager.
Yeah, facts.
It's always on you. That being said, I do wish that there was greater facilitation for producers like Mark and artists like Issa to do better. For me, I'm just trying to unlock it with the visuals.
No, well, I mean, that's what we're doing here at our radio. We're all 75%, actually 100% basically TNT music.
Amazing.
We do let a lot of stuff, whatever, slide, but we mandate is no less than 75%. I just keep pushing that out there, right? But yeah, I think that as long as people keep doing what you're doing, like you are doing what you're doing visually and musically rather, that these movements will build. And with the advent of streaming, as much as, all right, people used to say that about YouTube and the internet, but streaming is a whole different ballgame when it comes to Apple Music and Spotify. Because music tastes and listeners worldwide are very different. Like, anytime I want to feel better about my music career, I just watch my streaming stats and watch where my music being streamed now. And then be like,
does feel good.
Okay, aye, nice, right? So it just keeps making sense. And I find and I feel that the music that y'all are making is super, palatable to the world. You know what I mean? So just keep doing it, man. And I understand your frustration, and hence why we try to do what we try to do here. But it's just a huge market out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, especially for what you're doing. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Will the Wolf, our guest here today. So let's get into but we didn't tell me how you link up with Issa though.
How do I link up with Issa? I'm trying to remember. I think I had seen someone had showed me his stuff. Might have been Giovanna. I'm not sure who it was, or maybe it was another friend of mine, Hara. And I just saw I saw pictures which him and Mark did together, and I was blown away. I was just like, wow. To this day, Pictures is just a gorgeous song that I listen to every once in a while. It's about his brother.
It's haunting.
Woo.
It's a haunting song.
Yeah. It's gorgeous. And I was blown away by the fact that this is an artist that I could potentially meet and see if we could catch a vibe. And we met up in Mark's studio, and it was special.
Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, Will the Wolf, our guest here today. All right. Like I Did, which is technically the newest. No, we have the new one to bust, right? Yeah. Right, we got the new one to bust. All right, let's get into that, and then let's get into Like I Did. Ladies and gentlemen, Will the Wolf here today. Y'all got to check out the video for this too. We getting it live.
Will he touch you like I did? Will he hold you like I did? Will he love you like I did? The way that I used to. Will he hurt you like I did? Will he cut you like I did? Will he fuck you like I did? The way that I used to. I'm still out here on my own, trying to stay out of your zone. Probably won't pick up my phone, avoid the place that I call home. I've been steady fucked up on the thought of you. What exactly do you expect me to do? I would never ask you to change your tune. I just fall apart anytime I feel blue. You say you miss what we had, ayy. You say you miss when I'm bad, ayy. Fucked up, I don't understand, ayy. Let's get a flight to Japan, ayy. You say you miss me, but I'm unsteady, busting a levee, no. You wanna kiss me, but you're not with me, Bobby or Whitney, no.
You're listening to The Grind.
Will he touch you like I did? Will he hold you like I did? Will he love you like I did? The way that I used to. Will he hurt you like I did? Will he cut you like I did? Will he fuck you like I did? The way that I used to.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Will the Wolf, our guest here today.
You're listening to The Grind.
Yeah, I want to head back to the chat room. Shout out to Naomi Long, right? She says, great to see you doing the damn thing, guy. Love from Chicago. Dan says, sup. All right. Sharifa Selman is beautiful. Big love to Issa for real. I'm a Sweff. I never know about who. I know who Sweff is.
That's Andrew.
Oh yeah. All right. You say, well, look, thing. And say he says lo-fi vibes. Hey, flames. Yes, and say you gotta. I mean, only if you listen to the grind, you know about all these amazing artists. You know what I'm saying? So I wanna. You're talking about your apprehension to get into, quote unquote, like this hip hop, but the style that you're doing, it incorporates elements of hip hop. You know what I mean? Would you say that like the progression of the art form really helped you realize that so for instance, as somebody like a Post Malone, I don't know how you feel about him or whatever, but his incorporation of that melodic musical background into what hip hop beats is, or were there other artists that you saw that you could say, this sounds like me, this feels like me, and give you more confidence to kind of go into that realm?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, all right, so my basis is, I'd have grown up, me and my best friend would have listened, whether it was soca, dancehall, hip-hop. We liked a lot of old school hip-hop. I, in particular, I loved ODB.
Right.
I love ODB. ODB is kind of like the precursor to like a Tyler, the Creator. I think it's like people around, like maybe more around my age, would have been into Tyler, the Creator.
Right.
Before that, ODB, and like now, I don't know, Kid Leroy or something. And like, okay, I don't want to be scornful. Kid Leroy, super talented. But my favorite would be the Frank Oceans, the Tyler, the Creators. I think Frank Ocean is probably the most influential for me, then probably Tyler, the Creator. In terms of making me feel like I could do what I want. And I was making kind of weird, kind of sad hip-hop-y kind of stuff before this particular artist, Joji, existed. And then Joji started doing it. And I was like, Joji was actually Harlem Shake. And he did a bunch of like viral things, just kind of jokey. And then he really got into music and people were like, whoa, this man can really sing. And I was looking at him, I was like, whoa, he's doing the music I was already doing. I just wasn't putting it out. At the time, I didn't have any social media, and I was
Right.
glad to just be kind of
Right.
not on anything. And yeah, those kind of things did influence me. The thing is that I do like a lot of old school hip hop as well. Like I like the ODBs, I like Busta Rhymes, like I like stuff that, and I do like moving with that and making it its own thing. I am a bit of a saddie, you know.
Asadi.
You know, someone asked me the other day before I left for London. I was getting something like Peter Pitt or something, and a girl was like, "Use that emo." And I was like, I didn't know how to answer the question. But the funniest thing is, I was like, I don't want to be rude, but in my head, just, you know, your unfiltered voice in your head is like, bitch, what? But I can't remember what I said. But after the bitch, what moment, I was like, I guess so.
Yeah, I guess
like,
whatever you want to call it, man.
I was like, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I guess. I
I
mean,
was like, emo.
people don't necessarily have the words to, I guess, describe, you know.
I don't know. It's like someone being like, use that Pikachu? Like, I don't know. It's just, it's so definite. It's like, use that emo as if.
No, but I
You're
mean,
not all emotional?
that was a term that was thrown around. I'll tell you this. The real man who kind of started that wave in hip hop was actually Joe Budden.
Oh,
A
really?
lot of people don't know this.
I guess so, yeah.
Right? With mood music, right? And stuff
That's
like
true.
that. Yeah, and those really introspective. And then the funny thing is, the next man who take that and run with it was Drake.
Yeah, he did. That's
right?
true.
When you even listen to his first album
Damn.
and these different things.
We
right?
paying homage to Joe Budden.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, you know,
no, but it's true. You're right.
you gotta
are
get
right.
Jack the Jackets, you know what I mean?
You're right.
Yeah, for
Absolutely
sure.
right.
Yeah, but I mean, all right, on that topic then, so locally now, though, who else did you really see that, you know what I mean? Well, I guess you discussed it already in terms of the Jimmys and the J Nash
yeah,
and,
for sure.
and their support and the thing. So what did they tell you, like, you know, I guess when you were apprehensive and going into the hip hop thing, what kind of support, what they tell you?
What I enjoyed about Jimmy and Naj in particular is that they would just tell me when they didn't like what I was doing. They'd be like, this shit. And
Yeah.
sometimes I had to hold my belly and like know when it was good and know when to hold out kind of thing. Cause like, and me and Jimmy had some like rough times or whatever in our friendship, but now like I appreciate that man so much. He's helped me a lot. And like Jimmy's a man would be like, I just don't like the word riot. And I'll be like, there's nothing wrong with that word. Like he loves it. I think he doesn't like the word ill. Like in a song, if I say sing something like I'm feeling ill or something, he'd be like, I just don't like ill. So like, but what I would say is that there were times that I probably was singing or rapping shit, and I'd have fellas like that to pull me up.
They were probably
Just
like,
be
yo,
honest.
ill is not the 80s dog, it's not the 90s dog.
It wasn't
Ill.
even using that. No, it was more in like
It was just the word
It
ill.
was an emo kind of sentence, whatever line. you know,
Right,
bar.
okay.
So I mean, I had fellas like that to really help. You know, more recently, Pretty as well. Like, Choppy has helped me with some of my writing as well. Like, yeah, I've been blessed to be around people either as or more talented than me that I could learn from. So
Facts.
that's been cool.
But with that said, let's get into this last one, and then we're gonna close it off. Will the Wolf is our guest here today. Brilliant conversation, you know, definitely different conversation. You just said that, you know, Choppy was someone that you've been working with and has supported you on the creative side. So let's talk about this song before we get into it, right? This one is called Earned It, all right? And you say the song is released and there's a video to come soon. And I saw the photos from the video once again, looking like some crazy visuals gonna come for it. So tell us about this track.
We jumped in the studio. We had a couple of songs that we were considering to make, a couple of styles, like some things that he had written, I had written, and then I think we just wrote something kind of from scratch together.
Right.
I do think I threw a verse that was originally something I was ghostwriting for someone else, and I was like, this could work on this.
It does happen. Don't frighten. It does happen.
Yeah, it does. And right now I'm in a time of great change in my life, and there's a lot of things I'm trying to change about myself and being a better human being, I hope. And so sometimes a song can feel a little bit ironic to me because like it's so much bravado, but it's important that you count the things that you have done well. Even when you're changing in a time where you feel like you might feel guilty for having done, you know, stupid things, and now you're trying to build yourself up. It's so important. These days I be looking in the mirror and trying to say nice things to myself. That's literally something I be doing, because I'm sure I'm not the only one who like tends to have this voice in their head that says bad things about themselves. You know, we all kind of deal with that,
Yeah.
some more than others.
For sure.
So this song is has felt a little almost ironic to push out. Everything has felt, I have not felt like I wanted to put anything out right now. Even coming on this interview is like, it would feel like it's not the time. But
There's always time for the grind, my lord. Don't worry
There's
about
always
that.
time, but I think the people that love me and one particular person would want me to be strong and keep on, and I'm trying to do that. And this song, I'm trying to turn into a, you know what, I have earned it. I have earned my place, and I'm gonna push for it. And yeah, when we wrote it, it was really good vibes. It came pretty quickly, you know, and I think it's a vibe. I can never tell these days. Sometimes I'm not even sure. If you like it, great.
Right. Let's let the people in the comments be the judge. You know what I mean? Big up to Andre Stewart, Will the Wolf. Hey, wait now. Mixed by Dre?
Dre.
No doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, this is, well, I don't know if it's the premiere, but it's the premiere here on our radio.fm of Hey Choppy. And of course, our guest, Will the Wolf. This one is called Earn It. Let's get familiar.
Gonna make my mama proud cause I earned this. Yeah, you fucking with me now cause I earned this.
On the switch like traffic lights to the blink of an eye. Extra bar on green light, I don't need mama guy. Roll by myself, I ain't need no friend, human too bad mind. Roll by myself, I ain't need no friend, just me and the most high. Hustling since I small, yeah. Patience is all I know, yeah. Wake up and I go get to bring it back, split it up with the pros, yeah. I am out to feed, yeah. My son depending on me, yeah. No time for kicking my feet up, touch them feelings, thing I don't need. Take off, don't wait for me, darling. Ambition keep on calling, and I'm fully invested. It's all or nothing. 24 hours not enough on a different type of time. No, she wanna cuddle but the dog don't have no time. Try to do me dirt but I earned this. Wanna see me hurt but I earned this. Gonna make my mama proud cause I earned this. Yeah, you fucking with me now cause I earned that. Give me that tempo, trapping on the K-Dre, hit me on the Venmo. 10K first week, I ain't talking about free smoke, hit me on a Renzo. I saw some different things, I'm dodging different stings. I'm making bad bitches sing, but I'm not cuffing a thing, cause I'm not fucking a thing. Here's what I've been told, money come and go. Now my fucking full blood is turning cold. Living on the road, rapping music grows. Streaming over shows, just about to blow. Better play a role, better play. Spots worth dodge, duck. If it ain't about money, I don't give up. They don't see the pain, they don't see the blood. All I really need is my mom's love and that's real. That's real, that's real, that's real. Take off, don't wait for me, darling.
You're listening to the grind.
I'm calling, and I'm fully invested. It's all or nothing. 24 hours not enough on a different type of time. No. She wanna cuddle but the dog don't have no time.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the premiere of Earned It. Dog, that is real fire, dog.
Is it?
Yeah, that's real.
I mean,
you know how catch me too? The little reggae vibes now. The little kind of, I don't know if that's post hook or pre hook.
That's
trap
Brooklyn.
Reggae.
That is Brooklyn and Choppy. They are a potent combo.
Yeah, dog. Nah, shout out to the team, man. And
Brooke in particular.
Yo,
Brooke is crazy.
and you saying man hard like coastal bricks. You understand? Big up Johan Keys Douglas ripping it up. Hard verse, my brother. Yo. So when is the video dropping, man? That's all I want to know.
Let's say it's been shot.
Okay, we know that.
We're working on it. It's been. We want to make sure and get it right because I think this song is special. You know.
Nah, definitely.
So we have a pretty crazy set of visuals. We just want to do it justice. I saw a color grade on it today. It's pretty hard. We just need to work out a couple of things and we'll drop it when we drop it.
Get him an idea what the concept of the video now. Explain it to me from the pictures that I saw.
So I always wanted to do a Peaky Blinders thing. I was actually supposed to do it with Bungie. I wanted to do a Peaky Blinders thing with Bungie because we had talked about it and like he really likes the show. I like the show and like styling has become a big thing that I've really enjoyed doing. You know. And I really like a good three-piece suit, you know?
That's what I want to talk to you about from the photos. All right, okay. Tell them your social media so they can go and check out the pictures.
868 Will.
Yeah, real simple.
Yeah.
How is that even still available for you? I don't know, but 868 Will.
That's not true. I don't know if it was Naj or Jimmy. One of them was like, that's corny. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess people, I mean, something like The Grind, like that makes sense because it's a whole radio station before a human being.
Well, our radio, that.
Yeah, it's kind of like when people put The Official, and I'm always like,
yeah.
like,
Nah, 868 Will, that's cool though.
No one having a hard time believing is The Official. You don't even need to say that, you know? But whatever. Let me not be an asshole. 868 Will is pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple. I wanted it to be simple. I was grateful that it's like, what is that? Seven digits, you know, 7 numbers, letters, 868, and then WIL. Seemed like it was the easiest thing. Yeah, the outfits were fun to put together. I really like styling things. I like making things look like a movie. You know?
Right, but I mean, like, how hard was that to access? Because, you know, styling in Trinidad and again, doing something like that, a timepiece, a time period piece.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
It's collecting the suits, just getting everything over time and just trying to get the right things to fit. Yeah.
So you do, like, behind the scenes, you're doing that, like, your mind will be working in the back. Like, when you come across something that's like, and you just go and get it the rest of down to use for you later or something.
I mean, brother man, I was kicked out of primary school. I was kicked out of primary school because I was too hyperactive.
Right.
Like my school, like primary school was like, we can't handle this kid. The downside of that is years of not feeling good about yourself. But the upside of that is that my mind kind of goes a million miles. I really have to train it to slow down. But so multitasking is either very difficult or very easy. So on a set, I kind of play a bunch of different roles. And I'm hoping that with that, I can like bring more eyes on Trinidad because I'm doing this kind of different stuff and show people that there's a different side. You know what I mean? Because the soca, the conscious, the Trinidad, all that is so excellent already. Hopefully myself and a couple other amazing artists can be, you know, the front can show the world, Trinidad itself, that like there's a whole next side, you know. And I'm hoping that with things like this, I could do that. Other concepts, we have a shot in a casino, which was dope, which was intense. And we really disturbed the people in this casino because we went on a day where people there. That, and then we have a cowboy scene. It's a vibe. You will see in time. It should
No
be
doubt.
entertaining.
Is it in time? Give me a date. Nah, I ain't gonna put you under that kind of pressure
I
at all.
can't tell you. I'd say by the end of the week.
It'll come out when it's finished, when it's done, when it's ready. It'll come out.
I was bugging out the other day and Choppy was like, brother man, people is like put out a song and then you know, months later I was bugging and he was like, don't study that, make sure it's good. And he's serious about his
no, but the visuals are the primary source of I mean, we could take the example of Trinidad from that. You know what I mean? Everything that they put out, majority of the times they jump out with a video one time. You know what I mean? But so, and then, you know, artists come with the videos after. So don't sweat it. But I would like, you say, I know you say that you're apprehensive or even about doing this interview, but you know, I know you made yourself available, whatever. But now is the time. This is your first interview before, you know, you blow up and you make it bigger and all of that junjut, right? This is the precursor to all of that, right? So I thank you for coming through. And to be honest, as I say, you have a pretty dope following, you know what I mean? Like, people are really digging your stuff and your music, and I think it was time to get them just at least the story up to now, you know what I mean? To a degree.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate the platform, bro. I appreciate it. Like I said, like Chromatics, 868, Nebula have been like big influences of pretty much all of us. Like, I'm sure Jimmy and Naj would say similar. They probably already have told you that, you know, like.
Yeah, them is on them, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm picking them.
exactly. So like,
I love what them fellas doing, you know, and this the heights that they continue to take it.
If I don't know if it takes a turn and I'm some particularly big deal or whatever, I'm pretty sure I would value something like this over that. And this is a challenging time for me where there's a lot of changes. So this is like, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but at the end of the day, this is hard to come out and like, you know, show a straight face. But hopefully it's a precursor for much bigger things in the future. And I appreciate it, bro.
No doubt. Appreciate you for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, Will the Wolf has been our guest today on The Grind. Just get them the typical, 868 Will on what? Everything?
Simple, 868 Will, Will the Wolf. That should be the way to find me. I try to keep it to just Instagram and YouTube. I'm not really... My publishers have been pushing for TikTok for the longest one. I real good, bro. I real good. For now, I good. Maybe in time.
Kevin Durant went on TikTok last night. He's like, How you work this shit? And I was just TikTok. You know? I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, Will the Wolf.
Bless.
Once again, go and subscribe. Go and check out the videos on YouTube and take it from me. Wait, which camera I watch it? Anyway, both cameras. I go watch in the middle, right? Take it from me that y'all need to go and subscribe. That is like the most important thing in this year time. And follow him on Instagram and subscribe. Watch the videos. If you like the videos and you're like, wow, this is amazing shit, just subscribe. All right? And turn on the bell and click all, generic John Jett. And do that with our radio too. If you're watching now, do the same thing, because who knows who we're going to bring next week. All the different amazing shows that we're doing right here. Right? Once again, I want to hear that song from the top. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, Will the Wolf has been our guest today. This is The Grind, playing the best in TNT music. We're getting back into that one. Hey, Choppy, Will the Wolf, earned it. Get familiar, right?
Yo, Brooklyn on them.
The Grind.
Hi! If you liked that video, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and tap the bell icon to get notified anytime we go live or post new videos. O.U.R radio.fm, your urban alternative.